Welcome back to Tools and Clowns. I'm Chris.
I'm Carlos.
And this is our special guest, Scott.
Hola.
On today's episode, we are going to do a reaction and a review of the new Destiny 2 game. We are big fans of Destiny 1.
Yep.
Carlos?
We played for it a long time. We've got our own guild, TDFQ, turned down for K. We've been big fans. We all pre-ordered the game, and we were very much looking forward to this. The discussion is we wanted to play it for a little bit, see what it's like, go through things, and this week actually happens to be Iron Banner, which some of us really liked.
Yep.
So we want to take some time and kind of really look at it. And we have three different kinds of gamers here, right?
Three
Chris?
different levels of gamers, right? We have the Extreme Gamer.
Extreme Gamer.
What's your light level?
300 plus.
Okay. We have the Moderate Medium
Moderate Gamer. I'm somewhere around 291, 292, with two young gamers in the household as well.
And I'm more the casual gamer. I'm at 263. Play when I get an opportunity, but I'm not.
His wife lets him
When his
play.
wife lets him.
But not all the time. I'm
Which
not
is like
obsessed
never.
with it.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not obsessed with it. I have other real things in my life to do.
Oh, yeah. That's it.
Okay. So, Carlos.
Yes.
Give me your thoughts on your impressions of what you like about Destiny 2 and in comparison to Destiny 1.
One of the things I think they really improved on was the ability to go in for a little bit of time and play things. Or go through some missions like the public events.
Yeah.
I think the public events got significantly better. Not only are they worthwhile now, right? The loot is better, the system's better, you can find them better on the mini-maps. You can fast travel to them, which we'll talk about as well.
Yep.
Big difference in fast travel. But you can even turn them from a standard public event to a heroic public event. Get better events. Overall, I think that's a huge improvement.
The map part is huge because
the map part is huge.
You would have to go to a website to try to figure out when a public event
we
was
hated
gonna
that
happen.
website.
Yeah.
Maybe it was
And you'd be like, it's in like 1 minute. You'd go over there and it would never start.
You'd be standing there by yourself going, nothing's happening.
That's a significant improvement.
And then, like we said, fast traveling, being able to jump right to that spot.
I really like fast travel. That's a great.
And
that's a great
like
tool.
you said, it is more worthwhile now. So
Yes.
you can jump on for a short amount of time, do a couple public events, and it's worth it to get on.
And the bounties are good. I mean, you can clearly see what the bounties are. They're actually, I think, a little bit better. They're pretty much the same, but I think they're better. You can do within while you're doing the public events.
I think
so. Now you can tandem them.
I think the rates of getting like an exotic or a high caliber legendary or something are a lot better from the public events than they used to be.
Yeah.
Anything you dislike in comparison?
Yes, and we'll probably get into this a little bit more. I really dislike the fact that we can have the same gun using it. We talked about earlier, Better Devils.
Yes.
I do not like the fact that every gun is exactly the same. That really bothers me. I like the fact that I may have to go through get 5 of them till I get the same, or the perks that I personally like on it, versus knowing that your Better Devils and yours are exactly the same. Exotics we've talked about, that makes sense. They were before. They're the same. That makes sense. I like the fact that there's a little bit of grinding, and if I play a little bit, I may get that one, or I play one time and I get like the perfect roll for that particular gun.
I also, what I do like though is that there are certain missions for certain guns now.
Yes.
Which makes it a way of giving away a really good gun and letting people have it, but not too easy. It's not like you could have the best gun in the world, but I just can't ever seem to get it. Right. Now there's a quest, and as long as you do it, you could get the same weapon. All right, Scott, what are your things you like about Destiny 2 and things you dislike about Destiny 2 in comparison to Destiny 1?
Well, if we stay on taking away PvP.
Okay.
First off, I think like the exotic gun quests, I think that's nice. I think everybody liked that from Destiny 1. I think being able to bring that back and everything
Thorn
in Destiny
and all
2.
those,
Mida was a fun quest. Sturm and everything, the Sturm and Drain quest, both very fun. So I definitely like that. PvP certainly is going to be a different issue, and we'll talk about that.
Okay, we'll go into more depth there, but the PvP you don't like necessarily as much.
Well, let's jump into PvP right now. Go ahead. Because
let me get to my thing.
Oh, okay. You go ahead and talk about yours.
mine, and then we'll get into PvP specifically.
Because that one's going to be, I think that one's going to be
I just want general thoughts here.
Okay,
so my general thoughts on it. What I like is, I do like you have 2 primaries, essentially. But flip side of that then is I dislike that you don't have that shotgun as your secondary with as much ammunition. It's a heavy now. So I can't run around with my primary and a shotgun and a rocket launcher and be ready for anything. Or my primary and sniper rifle and the missile. Now I got 2 primaries, and hopefully I don't need to have a missile launcher in this specific instance, because if I switch over to it, I lose all my ammunition.
And I think, excuse me, throwing glasses at you. I think
it's
that
not
makes
that
a big
deal.
You're more of a PvE player.
Yes, definitely.
And that hurts PvE.
Right.
The fact that you can't have a sniper and a rocket launcher for most PvE events, that's a big deal. I mean, what was it? Gallahorn and a sniper rifle, you
Yeah.
could get through most of your PvEs.
Yeah.
What I think they did is what we're going to talk about shortly. Is I think they did that specifically for PvP.
Yeah.
That is a PvP change.
Another thing I'd like to, just for the Nightfalls, the heavy ammo synthesis, being able to have those
Yes.
synthesis. I mean, I think we've all played enough now going into the Nightfalls and stuff like that we're all sitting there, we're like, we've got to
Give me
race for
heavy.
time. We've got to race
Yeah.
for time, and
Right.
I've got
And,
like
like,
no
no
heavy.
heavy
I've got like no
falls.
super,
Yeah,
and it's
no
like I
heavy
keep
falls.
switching weapons
Yeah.
and keep switching weapons and can't get a heavy.
Especially when you're trying to do like the Rat King quest,
Yeah.
and you're trying. We
You
tried
know.
to do that a couple
Yeah.
times. Which, by the way, I got screwed.
He
we
did.
finished with like 6.5 minutes left
Yeah.
last week, and because I had the quest and he had it done, wasn't
Yeah.
wearing it, I didn't get the damn gun, which
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
bullcrap. Bungie.
But certainly in a boss
Forgot about
mission where you might have to use sniper for part of it
Yeah,
and then
absolutely.
rocket for the next, you can't switch over. You
I
lose
think
your
that is a
ammo.
Yeah.
PvP deficiency
Yeah.
in the gun system. I would agree with
for
your point.
PvE also.
Sorry, PvP. Sorry,
Right,
PvE
PvE against the
deficiency,
bosses, right.
but it's PvP focused
Right.
change.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Another thing that I like, and they kind of start doing this at the end of Destiny 1, is there's more of a differentiation between the weapons. For example, if I have a handgun,
Mm-hmm.
I can hit hard up close. I can't hit for crap at a distance.
Yeah.
If in comparison, before you could hit across the map almost as hard
Well,
with a
they
handgun.
started to change that with
right.
the Thorn. Thorn was the biggest deterrent, right? Thorn.
Yeah.
I love the Thorn.
Yeah, of course.
Across the map, bam, bam. They go behind the wall. You just see them go dee, dee, dee,
Yeah, yeah.
dead.
Yeah. I also
That's
noticed with the
awesome.
scout rifle, when you go to the zoom, it zooms you in really. So
Yeah,
it's not
it
as good
depends on
for a
your
close
scope.
combat weapon.
They have
anymore.
made the
It's-
scout further,
Right.
the handgun closer, which is
Right.
appropriate. I mean,
Right.
you don't sit there and aim across a real battlefield with a
That's a great thing
357.
with being able to have two primaries, because you
Right.
can have a scout.
Right, you can have a
so
scout
you need to
and
sit
a
back,
handgun.
and you can have a hand cannon.
That I
for
really
people
like.
getting
You can do
or
scout
an
and
auto
hand
rifle.
cannon.
Yeah.
That I really do like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Otherwise, before you just couldn't do that.
Yeah.
You just couldn't do that.
Yeah, people. If you were going against somebody with a scout rifle, you would just try to jump
Well,
and get in their face.
it would be really interesting if they came up with a scout rifle that could go in the energy slot that maybe wasn't a one-shot hit kill in PvP. There was like they did with No Land Beyond, right?
Sniper?
That gun's a sniper
Okay,
rifle
gotcha.
that could go in your energy slot. But when it went to PvP, it wasn't a one shot. It was maybe a good sniper rifle
Right,
distance,
right.
but you could still use it in PvE.
Right. Which almost is what they're trying to do with the scout rifles now,
They're-
making them more like snipers because
Yeah.
you got that zoom. And
Well, I've got the low firing scout rifle. It's
Right.
doom, doom.
Right, yeah,
I mean,
the
and
do
it
not
hits
compute,
hard.
yep.
Yeah, the do not compute.
Yeah.
It hits hard, but it's not a sniper rifle per
Yep.
se.
Right.
But it's definitely that ranged, high damage, low. Was it timed rifle?
Yeah.
So the other thing that I like a lot, I'm a Titan. And one of the things I like a lot in the Titan is now I can be that shield
Yeah.
bubble Titan,
Yep.
but I can still use my super as an offensive weapon also. Because
Yep.
I can do the shield attack now.
Right, yeah.
So
You can shield,
depending on what
right.
the situation is, I got a big boss man I got to
Right.
attack, I can use the shield or I can drop a bubble and protect everybody
Yeah.
without
That's
switching
cool.
over to a different...
Right. Well, I think each of the classes, which is interesting because we have Titan, Hunter, Warlock, Master Race, is that each class has brought something to the other team, right? Titan can now do this little shield,
Yeah.
which will help us.
Hunters bring nothing.
Hunter's nothing. Okay.
Hunters bring nothing.
Okay.
We're
Both
solo.
the Warlock, which is they can do the healing rift or the damage rift.
Right.
That's huge when
Yeah.
we get into these final boss fights.
Right.
You drop that damage rift. You go to Celestial Nighthawk. I boost your damage. I boost your damage, which
Right.
you suck anyways. But
Right.
we can do it versus the Titan, which maybe doesn't do it. But man, boom! You put that shield there.
Right.
That helps a lot.
The only thing I can do is help res you.
You just help. Yeah. Just
Yeah.
come there, res us up, and you're good.
Right.
Yeah, go
Right.
invisible.
Go invisible, hide.
Yeah.
The rest of us die. They come back and res us.
Okay, Carlos, your next thought on this. A lot of people that I've heard are saying, okay, in this new one, after you've done the storyline,
Right.
there's nothing to do. They're bored. Okay? What do you think about that for you personally?
Yeah, I can see. I'm kind of on the fence on that. I see it because I would have loved the storyline to be. The fact that I heard that it was first done in like 4 hours or something like that.
Yeah.
That can't happen.
Yeah.
What they compensated for, which I hate, is the stupid 270 level cap. It was impossible to get to. They made it hard because of the milestones.
Yep.
That was the only thing you could get. Was it powerful engram?
Powerful gear.
The
Powerful
only thing
gear.
you could get to raise your income. I really don't like that. They tried to stretch it out, and I think you brought to our attention that they didn't let you have the Sparrow for a while as
Yeah.
a concept to slow the game down.
Yeah.
So you had to
Yes. Oh, I
run
hated that as I was running
between
around.
the points. I think they should have spent more. Listen, they changed the game a lot.
Yeah,
the
did.
scenery is phenomenal.
Yes, yep.
Better than any game I have yet to see. Phenomenal. I think again the storyline got hit a little bit, but I think it compensated with the fact that while the story was over, the public events, some of the missions. One thing to say, which we have not done the raid yet.
The raid yet. Yeah.
So we tend to be a slower raid team, a little more PvP kind of guild, and we focus on PvP, and then we have some younger members, so we're kind of raise them up. But we're not there yet, but we're planning on trying to in the next week or two. So that'll be interesting review.
How about you, Scott? Same question.
What was the question?
Do you feel like you are getting bored after that storyline's over? There's really nothing to do except grind.
Yes. The one thing about in Destiny 1 is, I mean, I like the fact that you could build your character up for your own playstyle. And that the guns could all have different perks. So I felt like if I saw a gun and, you know, I started seeing, oh, I'm getting killed by this. I'm getting killed by this. I'm getting killed by this. I wanted to like either grind the Crucible, grind strikes, grind a faction or something like that until I could get it. Now, once I get in, I do my milestones. I really don't feel the
Once
need
you hit
to
your
play.
milestones,
I mean, I play every day, but I mean, it's just to kind of go in, play a few games of PvP, just kind of blow off some time. But I mean, I didn't feel like I wanted to play as much.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
For me, for the casual player, I think I haven't even gotten to everything I need to get to yet.
Yep.
So to me, there seems to be a lot to do still, to even just to catch up to where you guys are.
Yep.
So because I go slower, I think there's still plenty for me to do. I do find though that it's more fun in this one in particular to play with other people. Like to play with you guys on is much more fun than going on by myself and going and just wandering around the world. It's more
Destiny
fun to have
2,
someone together.
Because of the clan thing. I mean, just think about how big the clan thing is. They made Destiny 2 a very team-oriented game.
In PvP as well as PvE, and the fact that you get clan rewards now. That you know, some of our younger players, like my daughter and your son, and you know, they can't do some of the things. They can't do that, but they can get some of the rewards from being in the clan. Which I think is, by the way, another fantastic addition to the way they do giving rewards and stuff.
Okay, let's jump over to PvP.
Yeah,
now.
that's gonna be a tough
PvP. Tell me your thoughts, Carlos.
Scott and I'll probably debate on this because there's a couple things I really like. I'm gonna let Scott get into some about the matchmaking. I still am hesitant about the 4 versus the 3 versus the 6
Number of players.
Number of players on a team. The maps, I'm getting used to it. I gotta be honest. These maps I like much better. There's less of, I feel like everyone's grouped up into spots and firing lines. There's a couple we got caught in, but it feels like the maps, you know, are structured in a way that there's more avenues to get around things. Except on some of the, you know, we found the other night when we were playing that there's a couple pinch points that you literally, once you got to B, and if you can hold B in Iron Banner this week, you almost, if you can send 2 people out to the sides and you can guard your back, you really need to either go as a 3. And I like the fact that it's more team. You know, the fact that it's, you stay in a group of 2, which we end up talking, a group of 2, and we saw this the other night when we grouped up. We started with 2, and then we got our third on from and we started owning it once we went to 3. You know, from 2, because two of us stayed together, and we had a shot. If you get in a
that's
group of
because we
4,
have Diego.
Well,
and Diego's a beast.
With just jumping around shot. But I like the fact that it's more team oriented, and that super skilled player can't just completely annihilate the whole team. I like that because 1v3 might be feasible. 1v4 just ain't happening in this game. It is not happening. So a team of 1 super guy and 3 suck. You have a chance against. You actually have a legitimate chance.
I've seen a few guys do 1v4s and everything in trials, and it's hours and hours of them beating their head into the wall until they get that one team that will separate, and then they can do it in survival. You know, because it's just one of them to kill. The team separates. But I mean, I know a lot of the big gamers and everything that stream on Twitch, doing 1v3s, the 1v4s. All I hear is it's just murder for hours. So,
but I mean, that's something.
I think that's a good thing.
The intent isn't for one guy
but
to
it's
take
exciting.
down a group.
It's exciting for me and everything. I want to
the
learn.
Ultimate challenge.
So going in and watching, one of these highly skilled players, play trials 1v3, I would learn so much from that. As far as
strategy,
they're identifying their movement and stuff like that. It's just that concept's gone. It's team shooting. Trials is team shooting.
It is.
The PvP is team shooting.
But I think that's the intent. Bungie's like, we made it 3v3 on purpose. We want
it's meant
the
to
teams to play together,
again,
not one guy to dominate.
I like that, and I think you had a good point about the guns. You want to talk about the guns and how everyone's using like the same.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of one thing that there's a problem. I mean, you look at the stats and everything with trials. I mean, you look at the other team when you go up against them, and it's Mida and Uriel's, it's Mida and Last Hope.
Yeah.
So if you got a game to where almost everybody's using the same gun, there's so many guns out there and the great guns that I mean, I know for me, I get this great gun and I want to try it, but I mean, honestly, Mida and Uriel's is so good. It's just if you play and you want to be good, that's kind of what you need to use.
They need to really make guns where it's really good at one thing but bad in something else. And that way, this other gun is better at this other thing, and so I'll use that if I'm this type of player.
And that's probably in Destiny 1 the most things that they put like fixes in for, right? Little patches was guns. They went through a leveling process, and I think they're going through that.
Yeah.
So just like Thorn owned, right? You didn't play PvP.
Right.
You either hated Thorn or you loved it, and that was it.
Yeah.
You loved it if you had it.
Right. If you had it.
If you had it and you knew how to use it.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, you always used it because it was, and then they just killed it. So I have no doubts that people will hate it. Mida's going to take a significant hit, as is Uriel's Grip. I just got mine, and I really like it, and I'm about to lose it. So
yeah. I mean, you got to get to the point where any gun is almost equally useful depending on your play style. That's what it should be. Yeah.
And that's the biggest gripe. They've taken away play style.
Yeah.
When you make all the cooldowns pretty much about the same, and then you make all the grenades and everything pretty much the same. Your melee, you make almost everything the same. You take away the play style, so now there's less people. Like before you could go max intellect, max discipline, double grenades.
Right.
You could build yourself like that. Or you could build yourself that I want to go up and I want to punch and stab people.
Right.
Now it's not like that.
One of my favorite things about Destiny in general, and I talked to you guys about this before, is that I think as a casual player, Destiny helps the casual player stay in line with the really good players more than some of the others.
Yes.
For example, I might not be able to beat you one-on-one with the gun, but I may have my super up, and so I can beat you.
Yes.
Or I may have the rockets and you don't, I can beat you. So there's a way to even out the odds.
Versus some of the other first-person shooters that...
If I go to Halo and I go one-on-one, I'm not going to beat you 99% of the time because you're just better at it than I am.
You have a machine gun, he'll have his handgun just go...
Or I'll have my gun and I'll be like, I can't hit him, and he's jumping around, picking me off. So it's nice that this game has the ability to have some...
A super levels the playing field a little bit if you use it properly.
So, a couple things we do need to give kudos to them. Okay. I mean, I know because I played PvP all the time and everything in Destiny 1. The worst thing used to be you get into your match, next thing you know, I go into the match and it's 6 versus 4. And then, you make a run, and the next thing you know, you're like spawn trapped and you can't get out of there, and you spend 2/3 of the game before you even get another teammate, and you're just absolutely annihilated. I was very nervous when they went from 6s to 4-on-4. I was like, gosh, how's this going to be? Now, if you lose one teammate and everything with only 4, I think Bungie's done a really good job as far as, if somebody drops from your team, immediately getting you a replacement and stuff to try and keep the team to try and keep the team level. So,
any other final thoughts from you, Carlos?
No, other than that, I'm a big fan. I'm looking forward to some of the expansions. I'm looking forward to us trying the raid. I think we should do another one after we do the raid and talk about the raid a little bit and see how we like it. So,
Bungie, Last Hope, and pulse grenades. Come on, please. Come on.
Last
Hope and pulse grenades.
And Hunters, the friggin' evade has to be fixed. It is way overpowered.
Learn how to move.
I used an entire sword ammo trying to hit one freaking hunter, and he still killed me. So that's it. So
I got ammo synthesis. That's what I want back.
Ammo synthesis. I do like ammo synthesis.
Yes,
I like heavy ammo synthesis. I agree with you. That's a good one.
So that's our review of Destiny 2. Go out and play the game. Make sure that you smash that like button.
Bang.
Subscribe. Yes, absolutely. Leave comments. We'd love to hear comments. We'd love to know your thoughts on this episode, other episodes. Watch some of our other movies. Our other reviews. If you like this one.
Movies to be...
Watch these guys. They're funny. Yeah. Well, he is. Sometimes.
Funny
looking. Yeah, I'm definitely the funniest looking one,
So, and thank you very much for letting me be a part of it.
Absolutely. All right. So we are Tools and Clowns. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.